Yes, come on, and welcome to what is my updated predictions, and it's the big one. It's the Championship, the league that our football club is in, and what a location to do it at. The Royal Albert Bridge, the Tamar Bridge, where the border between Plymouth and Cornwall is. So basically my territory at this point, because I'm an Argyle supporter and I'm Cornish, hence the name Cornish Janner, and obviously Argyle being the closest professional club to Cornwall anyway, so it's seen as the Cornish club regardless, despite being across the river. But it doesn't bother me, honestly. I'm proud of where I come from. But anyway, we're gonna this is where we're gonna film my predictions video, and then we're gonna go from there and take it forward, really. So let's see what happens. Right, so bottom of the league, obviously we're going from bottom to top. So Liam's gone with Rotherham. At the start of the season, I went with QPR, but my final outcome, and Jake's gonna absolutely hate me for this, but bottom of the league, I've gone with Sheffield Wednesday for my updated championship predictions. Now, it's almost as if I genuinely feel sad for Wednesday at the moment. I feel so sorry for their fans at the moment. Their owner not giving Wednesday the greatest of what they want right now, of course. Darren Moore, of course, leaving the club by mutual consent over the summer. And it just ain't working out for Xisco at the moment. And I even thought with that appointment they'd be absolutely fine. But it's not going to plan at all. I think the club is in a total mess right now. They haven't won any of their games so far. They need to sort it out if they want to stay up this season. So, or they're going to be back in League One sooner rather than later. So yeah, bottom, I'm going with Sheffield Wednesday. In 23rd place, so Liam has gone with QPR. At the start of the season, I went with Cardiff. Now, I think it will be Rotherham. The Millers have started really poorly, in my opinion. I actually wanted them to stay up, to be honest, to prove all the bookies wrong, because everyone's predicted them to go down. But they've started really poorly. They've lost their star player, Ogbean, to Luton, despite signing Sam Nombe from Exeter. But either way, oh, by the way, look at that sunset. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I do think Rotherham's going down this season. They stayed up brilliantly last season at the end. But this season, I just don't think they're strong enough. So I'm sticking with my prediction that I think the Millers are going to go down. But I had them 22nd. Now I think they'll be a place lower. But no, they don't look strong enough at all, in my opinion. So I can easily see them go back to League One. Rotherham 23rd. In 22nd place, so Liam has gone with Sheffield Wednesday. I originally went with Rotherham. Now I think it will be Huddersfield, which is a bit of a bold one, to be honest. So all three Yorkshire clubs there, I think it's going to be a Yorkshire complete sweep of getting relegated this season for my updated predictions. I originally had Rotherham, of course, in 22nd, and Cardiff to go down. But in fact, let's just go into it now, because I've got Cardiff to be 21st now. Cardiff have actually impressed me in some games, like Leeds away for some reason. They nearly got something against Ipswich, but Honestly, I still think Cardiff's going to drop down the table a bit, but I think with the quality they have, like Aaron Ramsey, I think they're just going to pull it off yet again. Huddersfield, on the other hand, don't look strong enough, in my opinion, at all. We outclassed them at Home Park on opening day, and apart from where I thought they got really unlucky against Leicester, second game of the season, and obviously the win they had against West Brom, Huddersfield have not impressed me one bit, and I feel like the squad is aging a bit and all that as well. It's not standing out for me at the moment, and I feel like Super Neil Warnock needs to do a lot of work if he wants to keep the Terriers into the Championship. To be fair, they did it before last season when they struggled, and then Warnock kept them up. Neil Warnock kept them up, but this time it's not looking very good for Neil. The reason why I had Huddersfield stay up at the start of the season was because of Neil Warnock, their manager, and Neil Warnock knows the Championship inside out. But right now they're not looking very good, and I think Neil needs to take big drastic action if he wants to keep the West Yorkshire club into the Championship. for next season. So yeah, I'm going with Huddersfield to finish 22nd and Cardiff to finish 21st. Liam went with Swansea for 21st, and my original 21st was Preston, which I absolutely do not think will happen now. In 20th place, so I originally went with Stoke and Liam's gone with Huddersfield, but now I think 20th is going to be QPR, none other than Gareth Ainsworth's side. QPR have actually, apart from their opening day of the game of the season against Watford away, QPR have actually surprised me a bit, because I predicted QPR to finish bottom of the league at the start of the season, and I thought they would be bottom of the league right now. But they've actually surprised me a bit, to be honest, under Gareth Ainsworth. They won against Cardiff away. They beat Middlesbrough away as well. That was a cracking result for Gareth Ainsworth's side. They've genuinely surprised me a bit so far, to be honest, and I think with the way they've played in some of these games so far, they look every right to stay up right now. They've just got to keep it going, of course. But yeah, I do think with the way it's been so far for Ainsworth this season, I think they have enough to do it again, to be honest. So, and yeah, just no improvements at all from where they were in the table last season for another repeat this season. So yeah, I'm going to back QPR to come 20th. Okay, in 19th place, so Liam has got Cardiff. I originally said Watford, a bit of a surprising one there, if you think about it. Now, I think it will be Michael Duff's side, Swansea City. I think Swansea's going to finish 19th. They're currently in the bottom three at the moment, so they're not doing very well at the moment. But personally, I think Duff will pick it up, and the players that they have will pick it up. So I don't see them getting relegated at all, and if they do, I'd be very surprised, to be honest. So I did actually originally have Swansea 14th in my start of the season predictions, but for this updated ones for now, I'm going to say 19th. So yeah, I think they're going to drop down a little bit from where I originally had them, but I don't see them going down at all. So yeah, I'm going to go Swansea for 19th place. In 18th place, so I originally had Sheffield Wednesday. Liam has now gone with Middlesbrough, and I also now think it'll be Middlesbrough. What has gone wrong with your club so far, Daryl? Borough have had a shocking start to the season under Michael Carrick. Then again, they did this last season as well, at the start of last season, but this was before he came in, of course. And Middlesbrough then turned it around and had a fantastic season, but obviously, Chuba Akpom's gone to Ajax. That doesn't help them one bit. They've started really poorly for some reason, and honestly, I don't get why. I genuinely thought at the start of the season they'd be right up there with your Leicesters and your Southamptons, and I had Middlesbrough third in my start of the season predictions. What is going on with them? I feel like if Middlesbrough, because I know they got Sheffield Wednesday coming up, if they don't win that game, I think Michael Carrick could actually be seriously under pressure. Honestly, what has gone wrong with the men from the Riverside at the moment? But with the quality they do also have, I don't see them going down one bit. So I think they'll be fine. And obviously, like usual, be in the Championship for another season. So yeah, I'm going 18th for Borough, now an off season for them. In 17th place, so I originally had the men from St Andrews, Birmingham. Liam has gone with Stoke. This time, might be a surprise again, but with so far how this season's gone, I am going with Blackburn, which is a really surprising one, because I had Blackburn 12th at the start of the season and would be absolutely bang average mid-table. But I can't lie, when we played them, they looked absolutely terrible in my personal opinion, but they look, compared to other teams, they look absolutely fine to stay up, I feel. But I think they're going to be a bit lower than where I had them and last season, and the competition that's in the Championship right now. Honestly, Blackburn have not impressed me that much so far this season, despite their home win over West Brom on opening day, which was brilliant from them, of course. But no, I think they're going to finish lower, to be honest. And we really made them look bang average when we played them at home park last time out. So honestly, I don't know how I feel they're going to do for the rest of the season. But no, I'm going to say Blackburn for 17th. That's a bit of a bold one, I'll admit. But I guess you're going to have bold ones in predictions now these days, aren't you? In 16th place, so Liam has gone with Birmingham. I originally went with Norwich, which I don't think is going to happen now. And I also predicted Norwich to be my underachievers at the start of the season. Don't think that's going to happen now. My 16th now is Watford. So obviously we've been to Vicarage Road already so far this season, our first away day of the season. A fantastic point we got at the end, even though there were games at large where they outplayed us. But honestly, they have surprised me a little with some of their performances so far this season. But again, the same as Middlesbrough, the same as Blackburn, I think they're going to comfortably be fine and be in the Championship for another season. I feel like after being relegated from the Premier League, I think Watford, is going over a little bit of a rough patch with form and consistency on challenging for those playoffs once more. And I think it could be the same again. It could be the same again this season, but I guess you never know. But another sort of bold prediction, but they haven't impressed me as much as other teams so far this season. So yeah, I'm going to say 16th for the Hornets. In 15th place, I'm going to go with Stoke. Liam's gone with Watford, and I originally went with Huddersfield, which I don't think is going to happen now. In 15th place, I'm now going to go with the Potters. Stoke City. Stoke have actually surprised me in parts of this season so far with the fact that I had them 20th in my original predictions, but I actually think they look a lot better already now this season than what they were last season. But nevertheless, I just feel like they're going to stay as a mid-table Championship club. I don't see them improving one bit regardless, despite a position change, because they usually finish 16th these days. And honestly, I don't really expect anything less from them, to be honest. I think they're just going to be bang average in the Championship yet again for another season. So yeah, I'm going to say Stoke for 15th. In 14th place, so Liam has gone with us boys in green, Plymouth Argyle. I originally said Swansea for 14th. Now, another bold one I feel this could be. I think 14th is going to be West Brom. A very interesting one indeed. Especially when you've got the likes of Carlos Corberán as your manager. But honestly, same as last season, I think West Brom's going to be bang average in mid-table again in the Championship. I don't see them challenging for playoffs right now. And in some of the games they played, like Huddersfield at home, I feel like they need to fix some of their form up. But I don't see them getting relegated, of course, one bit. But now, I don't see them getting challenging for the playoffs either. So I just feel like Carlos Corberán needs to sort some of that form around if the Baggies want to challenge for the playoffs. So I'm going to say 14th for West Brom. And while I'm at it, we'll go on to 13th. And now, my 13th place is, so Liam has gone for Hull, and my 13th place is, drumroll please, these amazing lots. Yes, that's right, my 13th place in my updated predictions has not changed one bit. It is indeed us boys in green, Plymouth. 13th, I have got us boys in green, Plymouth Argyle. I think the thing is with Argyle so far this season, I think we have surprised so many teams so far this season, like I expected us to anyway, before the start of the season began anyway. We outclassed Huddersfield at home, we outclassed Blackburn at home. Watford, we had a pretty cracking performance, to be honest, to get a point in a game that I expected us to lose as well. The Southampton game, we were so unlucky. The Birmingham game, we were so unlucky. I just don't think so far this season we have put a foot wrong. And hence why I think we're going to comfortably be mid-table this season. Again, my position for Argyle hasn't changed one bit. Now, I originally had us 13th to begin with anyway. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to change at all. I can't lie, I don't see us finishing top half of the table. If we did, that would be absolutely extraordinary. And all the massive thanks to Simon Hallett and the club for putting us up there with the way last season's amazing achievements went as well. There is that as well. Simon Hallett promised us 10 signings this summer, and we have made 10 signings this summer. Fantastic on that as well. I think we've been really unlucky to lose 2 games so far this season. In my honest opinion, we should be unbeaten so far this season with the way this season has gone. Honestly, no, it's been a brilliant start to this season. We're currently in the top half at the moment, 10th in the league, something we cannot complain about at all. We've got a really hard game against Preston, against Ryan Lowe on Saturday, but no, I think we look comfortable, and I think we're going to be bang into the mid-table, and hopefully we can build on that for the season after in 24-25. We haven't put a foot wrong so far this season, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm saying 13th for us boys in green, Plymouth Argyle. Also, I forgot to say, Ryan Hardy is currently the joint top goal scorer in the Championship at the moment. And if Mr. Hot Dog, as we call him, if he continues to keep on that form, then I really think he could be in for the season of his lifetime for his first season in the Championship. So far, so good. It's looking for us, and I really feel we can still do it and have a fantastic season and do more than staying up. 13th place, I reckon, for us boys in green. Right, and on that note, for the second half of the video, we will head over across the water from Plymouth into my motherland. Look at that beautiful sign. Yep, we're once again back in mighty Cornwall. We love to see it. Don't we just love to see it? Good to be back, Saltash. In 12th place, so Liam has gone with Blackburn. My original prediction said Blackburn. Now, I think it will be the club that is closest to us on the map in the Championship. Bristol City. Bristol City, I think, will get 12th. I think I overhyped them at the start of the season. I thought they'd be my dark horses and finish potentially in 6th place where I had them. Alex Scott, though, has departed for Bournemouth, and they have pretty much started bang averagely, to be honest, as well. But I do think they will at least still try and give it the playoffs a chance, but I think they'll fall short at the end and finish pretty much near where they have finished the last 2 seasons, but an improvement on last season at least anyway, when they finished 14th. So I'm going to back Bristol City to come 12th for the time being. Right, Liam has got Bristol City for 11th. Meanwhile, my original 11th was Hull. Now I think it's going to be none other than Ryan Lowe's Preston North End. I really think I have severely underestimated Preston so far this season, considering I had them 21st before the season began. I think so far this season, it just shows they are a solid Championship side for the time being. Of course, we're going to Deepdale on Saturday for a huge game against Ryan Lowe and his team, against our former manager. Preston, I think, have started amazingly so far this season. They're top of the league for a reason. I'm actually surprised Ryan Lowe didn't get Manager of the Month as well. He's had a brilliant start to this season for Preston when we've been back in the Championship as well. And you know what? I've got to give credit to him for that. Fair play to Preston for the start of this season. So I do have to say that, and I genuinely do think they're going to be a lot higher now with the start they have made, but I don't see them getting playoffs. So I'm going to say 11th for Preston North End. In 10th place, so I originally went with West Brom. Liam has also gone for West Brom. Now I think 10th will be Millwall. Millwall were originally my playoff winners from back at the start of the season, in my actual start of the season predictions. So I really thought Gary Rowett surely would have done it this season so far. Well, I thought they would have had a much better start than what they've had so far, personally. I feel like still for Millwall, this has to be their year with the way they absolutely blew last season, personally. And Gary Rowett will see that as well. But now I think they're going to drop off slightly. I haven't hugely been impressed with their start of the season, but I still think they're going to be top half, 100%. So yeah, I'm going to back the Lions to come 10th. In 9th place, Liam has gone with Coventry. I originally went with Ipswich. Now I think it's going to be Birmingham. Birmingham have really impressed me so far this season. I know we got so unlucky against them at St Andrews, but other than that game, I think they've been completely transformed so far this season. I mean, of course, they beat Leeds at home, of course, second game of the season as well. I feel like there's a new era for the Blues at St Andrews at the moment. A new era from all these bang average, awful Championship seasons they've had. Tom Brady, of course, is now the new owner at Birmingham City as well. I feel like things are changing at the club at St Andrews right now, and I think they're going to be in for their best season in a long time now. So, and they're currently 4th in the league at the moment, which tells you everything. So yeah, I'm going to say 9th for Birmingham. I think they're in for their best season in a long while. In 8th place, so I originally went with Leeds, and I'm sticking with Leeds to finish in 8th. Liam has gone with Millwall, meanwhile, but honestly, Leeds have not impressed me at all so far this season. A lot of their players look like they don't want to be there as well. They've really surprised me so far this season with the way they've started, but either way, I don't see them getting playoffs anyway. I didn't think they'd get playoffs ever since the start of the season, personally, and I do think they will be in the Championship for yet another season. So yeah, my prediction has not changed one bit for the men from Ellen Road, so I do see them coming 8th, honestly. So I've got them to miss out on the playoffs. I genuinely just don't see it happening, and their start has not been that greatest either. I don't see it. I do not see Leeds getting promoted this season at all. In 7th place, just missing out on the playoffs, I've gone with Norwich. I originally went with Coventry. Liam has gone with Leeds. I think it will be the Canaries to miss out. Norwich have actually impressed me so far this season, to be honest. They honestly have. They really have surprised me so far this season, considering I had them as my underperformers at the start of the season. So fair play to them on that one, but I still don't think it's going to be enough for them to get the playoffs at the moment. I still think their neighbours Ipswich look so much better right now, but I still think Norwich are going to be in for a much better season. Actually, no, I think Norwich now are going to be in for a much better season than they endured last season, but to miss out on the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Right, that means we're on to the playoffs right now. So, in 6th place, so Liam had Ipswich. Liam's gone with Ipswich. I originally went with Bristol City. I don't see that happening now with the start they have made. But this club I'm about to mention now is, to be honest with you, no different. But either way, I still think they can sneak it with the team they have, the manager they have, and all that. I'm going with Coventry. I think Coventry's going to come 6th place for the Sky Blues. Made a much slower start to this season than what I thought, but I think they're going to pick it up, personally. I really do think they're going to pick it up. I also thought, I know they're arch rivals, of course, the M69 derby, but they did give Leicester, away from home as well, a run for their money on opening day as well, which was a brilliant effort by Mark Robins' side as well. But no, I think they're going to sneak it. I think they're going to sneak the playoffs from Norwich. Coventry to come 6th. In 5th place, Liam went with Preston. I originally went with Millwall. Now I think it's going to be the Mauling Tigers. Hull, not surprisingly, have impressed me so far this season. I had them 11th in my original predictions and as one of my dark horses. Now that I think they'll do even better than that. I think there's a feel-good factor around Liam Rosenia at the moment, and also his players. And you know what? I'm going to put a surprise in here as well. I'm going to back them as my playoff winners. And sorry to every Coventry fan who's about to witness this, but I think you're going to get beaten in the playoff final yet again. So I apologise to any Coventry fan for that. This time I think you'll lose the final to Hull. The Tigers look really strong at the moment. I'll tell you what, I'm bricking the away day on the 30th of September at the MKM. It's going to be a really hard one. Hull to come 5th. In 4th place, so Liam has gone with Norwich. I originally went with Southampton. Now I think it's going to be, drum roll please, Alex Griffin's going to love this, but Ipswich. I mean, I'm sorry, what more of a beautiful start can you have to a season as a promoted club? Ipswich have been incredible so far this season. They're 2nd in the league at the moment, only behind Preston. The only downside was their home defeat to Leeds, but other than that, Ipswich have been phenomenal so far this season. I don't think you could have asked for a more perfect start of the season for a promoted side, and that's exactly what the Tractor Boys have done so far this season. They beat Sunderland away, they beat Cardiff at home, they beat QPR away, They won their second game of the season as well against Stoke at home. What more of a brilliant start can you have for Ipswich? I genuinely can see them be playoff material now. I don't see them going up in their first season back in the Championship though, but with everything going on at that club right now, I really think they're on the rise. And Ipswich, I now think are going to come fourth. A fantastic start to the season for Kieran McKenna. So that leaves me with my top three for my updated predictions. In my original one, I said Middlesbrough third, which I don't think is going to happen. Sunderland second, and Leicester as champions. Liam has got Sunderland third, Southampton second, and Leicester champions. So we know who I've got left. We know who we've got left in this video. But what order did I do it in? Remember, the team that I've predicted to come third, I don't think he's going up. Because I've got Hull as my playoff winners in this updated predictions video. Right, I'm now going to reveal the answers to you. In third place, missing out on automatic promotion, I've gone with Southampton. In second place, claiming that final automatic promotion spot to the Premier League, I have stuck with Sunderland, which means I do still think Leicester is going to win the league, despite them currently being third in the Championship table right now. Southampton are who I think is going to come third. Now, a lot of people think they're going to come second or even win the league. I mean, to be fair to them, their squad depth is unbelievable at the moment, but I don't know. After they got battered 5-0 by Sunderland, I'm not so sure. But the thing is with Sunderland, before they battered Southampton 5-0 at the Stadium of Light, they started off quite slowly, losing to Ipswich on opening day, for example. But I still think they have such a strong team inside them. Despite the fact that Amad Diallo is no longer at the club. He's gone back from his loan spell from Manchester United. And also, their striker, who's been injured, Ross Stewart, he's coincidentally just made a summer transfer move to Southampton, which is mad. But I still think Southampton's going to come third. And in the playoffs regardless, because I did originally have Southampton in the playoffs anyway. I mean, they have put in some convincing performances, like their opening day win at Hillsborough at Sheffield Wednesday. I did think they were really lucky against us in the third game of the season at Home Park. Although, to be honest, in parts of that game, it was all them. They also drew 4-4 with Norwich at home, and Norwich looked to win that game, second game of the season. And I looked at that thinking, I expected Southampton to easily win that, and they didn't. Nearly blew it, nearly lost it as well. And that was back when I thought Norwich was still going to underperform, regardless. But again, losing 5-0 away at Sunderland when you're expected to at least get a point or even win the game, for me doesn't look that good. And that's why I'm sticking Southampton in the playoff zone, but up one position in third place. Sunderland, meanwhile, I still think, despite Diallo gone and Stewart gone, I still think they are a team to be reckoned with, and last season proved that. They made a slow start, I know, but just that 5-0 again over Saints, I just feel like that's a statement to make towards getting promoted. And the other thing being is that I have a feeling everyone is predicting both Leicester and Southampton to go up. So I wanted to make a bit of a change. And that's why I've got Sunderland to come second. Again, I still think they're a quality side regardless. Not even just that win. Tony Mowbray's a quality manager. He's got promoted to the Premier League before with West Brom. They're a quality side. They've had a slow start on opening day against Ipswich, but I genuinely think they're going to be up there still. So yeah, Southampton third, Sunderland second. You know what? Their battle would actually remind me of Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday last season when Ipswich pipped Sheffield Wednesday to come second in League One, when Sheffield Wednesday finished third on 96 points. But yeah, that's what this is going to remind me of. Southampton third, Sunderland second, and then Leicester as champions. I mean, that doesn't surprise me still. I know they've just had a shocker at home against Hull for their first defeat of the season, but I still think they're the team to beat. When even though Yuri Tillemans has gone and James Maddison has gone, there's still packed talent in that team. Jamie Vardy, Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi, the list goes on. Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall's been immense so far this season for the Foxes. And also, the manager they now have worked with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, and already he's proven his worth, Enzo Maresca, and he's won Manager of the Month for August as well. So it just shows Leicester are really, they don't just intend to go straight back up, they intend to win the league, and I know they intend to do that as well. And also the fact that they went down last season by the skin of their teeth because Everton found a winner, even though Leicester won against West Ham on the final day. But no, I still think they're the team to beat regardless. I still think they're going to win the league. They've got a fantastic ownership still. They're such a well-run club. I know their intent to go straight back up. Even if they've lost Tielemans and Harvey Barnes and James Maddison, the team they still have is packed with talent, and I still think they're going to do it. So yeah, I am sticking with Leicester winning the league, getting promoted straight back up to the Premier League in my updated prediction. So there we are. That for you guys is the end of the video. The end of the video where I bring you an updated predictions video before we go to Deepdale and play Preston. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and yeah, take care. See you in Lancashire. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Take care, guys, and good night. And on that note, my top two hasn't changed from my original start of the season predictions.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners.